Hello, this is Bilal Siddiqui and we're watching Khuaab Library Project. This is my chapter analysis of 7 minutes of 10 minutes and 38 seconds by Elif Shafak. So if you have come this far, you know that this is going to be one of those main chapters. This is like the turning point. So the previous chapter, Layla was like brought to her, brought to her knees and brought to that final conclusion, brought to that place where she couldn't find peace anymore in this house where she was living in one. So now things have changed. Now she has like this is the breaking point. So this chapter is the breaking point. When you read this chapter, you will realize that this is the point where she actually breaks, and what breaks her is the exact point that I was thinking about in the previous chapter, was that what her uncle is doing has had some effects, and now it has become something bad, and now this is the point where there's last hope. And you might not clearly see this in the people around you, but this happens, that there is a last point of the person where he comes for you to help them, and if you refuse to them, they are going to do something disastrous. And this happens because in this chapter there something like that happens, and you know what I'm talking about, and how this small child is actually so deeply saddened by the thought of not being able to comprehend what has happened to her, but she is actually trying to express it, and still nobody believes in her, and actually like this abandons her belief, and gives her every reason to like become completely like hatred for herself, and to become completely, like you can say, fall off. I don't say that all the people who fall off in life, they actually go to do all these bad things in the world, but this person does, and it's sad, and the whole story obviously revolves around her making the wrong decision at the wrong time, but you cannot actually like completely blame this person who is doing this act, because there are a lot of things and circumstances that make her lead to what her actions are. And there's a turning point, and the child, like there's certain thing, there's a death of a person, and there's a death of someone who then proceeds to Layla like leaving home, and she doesn't like live there anymore. And so it's sad. It's really sad reading about this, because this happens with real people when they leave their house, when they leave their city, when they leave their culture, when they leave their presence, when their self behind, when they leave their family behind. What happens to them? Because this world is a cruel place. And to be honest, this is the perfect example. This chapter is the perfect example of you to think over how things are not the way you it may seem, because even though like there's a person who is involved in all this is 16 years old, she's not old, but even then there should be opportunities for people of this age, and they should not be able to go into these wrong places, and there should be opportunities for such people, even though I know that would break them apart, but still, if keeping them together was so easy, then so many people would not be like running away from their homes. But when they do, they should have actually respectable stuff to do, respectable jobs, respectable education they should be able to pursue. They should not be pushed into this wrong area of work. And this happens in this book, and this happens in reality. So my real analysis of this chapter is that there's a lot of things that are real going on, and how there's manipulation, and there's ignorance, and there's all these things combined, because these are the nuances of life. These are the basic stuff that happens in day-to-day lives of us, and we don't see these faces around us because we are so engulfed in our own lives. Rather, we should be able to identify these people, and we should be able to bring them back, because that's the whole point of writing these novels of Elif Shafak and any author. And if you're reading these things, if these values do not inculcate in your life, then you're just reading it for entertainment, and this is not just entertainment as far as I think. Even though I might not be actually contributing to this community, but maybe in some way possible we are trying to help those people not go to that stage where there's no coming back. So that's going to be it for my chapter. It's a sad chapter. It's at the end, maybe there's some sort of positivity when she meets Jamila, and the next chapter is going to be about Jamila's story. But for this chapter, it was sad. It was sad knowing that what she did and how it happened, and how her parents even don't want to like talk to her, and it's just sad. So I hope you like the video. I hope you like the analysis so far. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.